some tips that you can put together and will help you definitely losing weight. First of all, you need to know your daily intake because everyone is different, different ages, if you're a female or male, what kind of sport you do, what is actually your job, because you actually can have a very active job, so you will need more calories if you have a more active job or a more active lifestyle. So for that you can look online and you can look for some app or some information. Normally you can even do that online pretty quick. It will ask your age, your height, if you're active or not, and some of them have more questions or less questions, and they calculate and comes out with a number. That number might not be correct or exactly correct, but it's an indication of what you should eat a day. Next step is finding an app that you can put in your phone, like MyFitnessPal, so you can track what you eat in a day. You can do that by tracking daily all of your food until the rest of your day. Perhaps 2,000 calories is your daily intake, so you'll track every food that you eat until it hits that number. Or you can do something else, which is you can pre-do that, so you have less stress, so you can calculate all the food that you think you're gonna eat and organize a diet, and like that you can shop for your food. You can cook for the week or for 3 days and organize everything to make, especially the beginning, the first 2 weeks, really on spot, so you don't have the temptation of eating out, because eating out is more hard to track your calories, because actually you don't know what is happening in the kitchen. If they are dipping that in butter or putting a lot of olive oil or any other things they will add to the food, and actually you don't know. Another tip is be honest for yourself. So once you track those calories and what you eat, don't hide food behind I'm just eating this or I'm just eating that, and then you hide it. That will be a recipe for disaster, because if you go overboard you will not lose weight. To lose weight you have to be on a caloric deficit. It's going to be uncomfortable. Be ready for that. It's always going to be out of your comfort zone. That's why nobody likes to diet or anything. It's because it's out of the comfort zone. So the fourth tip is to be patient, and you need to know that it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be worth it. So another tip is learn how to read the labels. So for example, everything nowadays says that it's high in protein, and actually it's not exactly like that. Sometimes the product is more high in sugar than protein. So you twist the label around and you actually look for it, and there's like, oh, there's 8 grams of protein for 15 grams of carbs, and then you're gonna see in those carbs most of them are out of sugar. Or nothing wrong with that if you track your macros, but you want to make sure that you have your daily protein intake. Protein is more hard for your body to break down. Quality of your protein, your fats, and all of your macronutrients and your carbohydrates. That carbohydrates are great. You need to have carbohydrates in all of your meals, but processed foods you need to be very careful about, because then your meals will not be as balanced. You know, and I think I mentioned that already, but that every small thing counts. So people don't realize, like, okay, it's great cooking with olive oil, it's great cooking with coconut oil, but they are oils. So fats are more high in calories for small amounts of fat. So if you add a lot of those, like a lot of olive oil or a lot of coconut oil, which is great to cook in a correct amount, not fry things on that, you'll add a lot of calories to your food, and sometimes you don't know that you're adding those, so you need to be very careful and conscious about that. Even sauces like mayonnaise and ketchup, not so bad. But some sauces and stuff, there are small things that you just put a barbecue sauce, you put in your food, you don't count that on macros, and you actually get loads of those. Don't do that. Measure things, learn how to see how much calories they have, and put everything on your daily intake. And I think, in my opinion, to make a caloric deficit is not by taking out of the food, actually is doing exercise. So exercise will help you if you eat for maintaining your weight, okay? You don't need to eat less. You just eat, well, for what your body needs. And you add exercise to the equation. For me, you do the exercise that you like. It's supposed to be fun. It will take you, I don't know, you will get in a better mood, and will help you lose weight by, imagine you eat your food intake for the day, perfect, but then you will subtract 300, 400 calories out of just the exercise that you do on the gym, dancing, doing Zumba classes, whatever you like. Put on your phone an app to count your steps, to count your daily steps. You will see that you want to get to a certain time in the day which you didn't hit your steps, but you see on your phone, oh, it's just missing those, and it actually will make you want to move a little bit more, and that is very helpful. Another tip is having a positive attitude. Well, how many times you try to do a diet and you failed? That's because you're impatient and you don't have a positive attitude to approach this matter. So have a positive attitude about it. It's gonna be hard. You need to be patient. The first 2 weeks are hard and takes a little bit to get used to it, but it's doable. You just need to be persistent, and I think this goes back and forth to some things are the same thing. So you need to be consistent with your diet. You cannot do it for 3 days and give it up on a fourth, or do it for a week, 2 weeks, and then what you're gonna do is compensate yourself because you lost weight and because you deserve to compensate yourself. Well, compensating yourself a lot of times, every time, is what get you on this position in the first place. So you already know how that tastes like. I'm not saying for you not to eat this or that, but you don't need to just compensate yourself with food, because this is a vicious cycle. It comes back and forth, and then you compensate yourself. It's great when you eat the stuff, and you feel good and tastes good and calms you down and everything. But after that, a few hours after that, or a day after, you will feel extremely guilty. You feel like you failed, like you're a disappointment to yourself, and lost for 100, lost for 1,000. And this week that you already binge eating, eat everything that you have in the fridge. You didn't eat the magnets because they are not eatable. That's the only reason that you didn't eat them, because you're just have no control over it because you already messed up. Listen, messing up is normal. You need to, okay, that happened. That happened this day. Tomorrow, I will start all over again. And don't give up. Just, okay, sometimes happens. Admit it and go back to where you come from. Put your mindset in the correct place. And dieting, losing weight in an efficient way, it takes a long time. Another tip that a lot of people don't do it, undervalue, is drinking water. If you don't drink water, it will not help you lose weight. When a lot of people tell me that they have water retention, they sometimes have water retention because they don't drink water. If you don't drink water, your body will hold on to some of that water too. It will not let go. So drink water, like plenty of it, because you'll need it, right? You don't like water? Fine. Drink tea. Make tea, put sweetener, put stevia. It's hot now. Put it in the fridge. You can do like a lemonade with lemons, water, sweetener. Put it in the fridge, bunch of ice. Drink it. You need to be creative about it. There is water enhancers now that you can just like squeeze in the water. Gives a little bit of taste. It's easier to drink. You need to be creative and find solutions